I'm the Jersey Connoisseur, and today I will be reacting to the Now, without further ado, let's get into the game. And prior to the game, between Crystal Palace and Arsenal, both teams gave manager Roy Hodgson a guard of honor, as it was his last home game at Selhurst Park before he is slated to retire. And overall, very above average career for Hodgson, with the exception of the infamous loss to Iceland and his whole tenure with England, and as well as whole tenure with Liverpool while we're at it. But as we get into the game, and I mean, first, how can I not address the new jersey that Arsenal is wearing, as evident in the next picture? And honestly, I really like it. With yellow being their predominant way color, it's not too bright, but it's also enough to be vibrant, and I really like it. And not to mention the old cannon and for their logo, and the red cuffs on their sleeves. But overall, the first half didn't really offer a lot of action until the 30th minute, when Christian Benteke would have a great chance that was saved by Bernd Leno. And this game was definitely different than any of the games than any other game Arsenal has played this season, as there are a large contingent of fans at Selhurst Park in London, and it really was a very interesting experience. But 5 minutes later, as Arsenal went on the attack, through a great series of passes from Kieran Tierney to Bukayo Saka, Saka would return the favor with an excellent backheel pass to Tierney, who had crossed into the box, for Nicola Pepe to volley into the net to give Arsenal 1-0 lead. And with that goal, it was magic at work. The chemistry those guys have is impeccable, and it was on display there. And in a couple minutes later, after the goal was scored, it would get a little testy, as both Christian Benteke and Mohamed Elneny would get into a little skirmish, and both would receive a yellow card. But overall, at the end of the first half, with Arsenal having a 1-0 lead, it looked like they were in control and were not willing to let go of the lead. But as we go into the second half now, that would be short-lived, unfortunately, as Crystal Palace would receive a free kick, and through a great ball by Andros Townsend would put it onto the head of Christian Benteke, who would head it in to make it 1-1. And while though it was looked at by VAR for potential offside, it remained a goal, and Crystal Palace tied the game. And overall, there wasn't, like the first half, there wasn't a lot of chances. It was a very defensive game. Some of the more notable events to happen in this game, including some substitutions that would eventually help in the outcome of the game, including Martin Odegaard for Bukayo Saka. And not to mention, the importance of getting a victory lied in the fact that they would move to only 1 point behind Everton and Tottenham for 7th and 8th in the table. And so that was a very important stakes lying at their win. And furthermore, in the 90th minute, they would finally get an immensely important tiebreaker, when Martin Odegaard, in what might be his last game with Arsenal, put in an excellent ball into the box that was eloquently controlled by Gabriel Martinelli. Martinelli again took the control and was able to put it into the net to make it 2-1. And Arsenal will not be done, as 3 minutes later, Nicola Pepe, already with his one goal in the first half, would dribble around the Crystal Palace defenders and put in a great curve into the net that beat Vicente Guaita, and Arsenal took the penultimate 3-1 lead and eventually 3-1 victory. And overall, my final thoughts on the game are that it's unfortunate for Crystal Palace that they could not have won for Roy Hodgson in his final game at Selhurst Park, but they didn't really put up a great attack to warrant that victory. And particularly, I was disappointed with Wilfred Zaha and his inability to produce. Although Crystal Palace did have a very good amount of chances in this game, and likewise with Arsenal. And while this game was basically meaningless for both teams, they proved today why they deserve to be in the Premier League. Both these teams both have very quality, both have quality players at their helm, and I look forward to when Arsenal plays Crystal Palace again next season. And with Arsenal's last game of the season against Brighton and Hove Albion, it'll be interesting to see if they go out on top. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed my reaction today. Leave a like and subscribe if you'd like to see more. Come on, you Gunners. Arrivederci.